GRE test experience. After you have registered for the GRE test at the ETS site, you will receive an email with the details of your testing date and location. At the University of Montana, the testing location is in the Lomason Center, Suite 154, Testing Services. You should arrive at testing services at least 30 minutes before the test begins. There are a series of procedures that need to be completed before you can take the test, so it's good to arrive early. First, you'll need to show an appropriate ID, such as a passport or driver's license. The name on your official ID should match your name on the registration exactly. You will then need to complete a check-in form, which includes a confidentiality statement. The statement includes copying a paragraph of information in order to provide a further sample of your handwriting. A photograph will also be taken for further identification. You will be checked for any items that are prohibited, such as cell phones. Backpacks are not allowed in the testing room. You may use the lockers provided to store your belongings. You will be given pencils and scratch paper for taking notes. If all of these procedures have been completed prior to the official start time, you may have the opportunity to start a little early. Keep in mind when you're taking the test that in each timed section you can change your answers, mark questions, skip over questions, and return to them later, and move around this section of the test. This may help you come back to the question if you're struggling. The GRE test offers one 10-minute break after section 3 of the exam. This usually occurs at about 2 hours into the exam. You may have a break at other points during the test with permission of the test facilitator, but these breaks will deduct from your overall time on the test. In general then, you should become familiar with the question formats and directions beforehand. Be aware of the time. Make sure you understand what each question is asking by reading each question thoroughly and reading all answer choices before answering. There is no credit for partially correct answers. Answer every question, even if you have to make a best guess. Use knowledge that you have to figure out answers to unfamiliar questions. Check the review screen before finishing a section to ensure you have answered all the questions. You should avoid wasting time on questions you find extremely difficult, since no question carries greater weight than any other. You shouldn't spend too much time on the review screen, as this will take away from the time you have to spend on the test questions. The following strategies have supported some students in the past. Go through a section the first time quite rapidly, stopping only to answer those questions you can answer with certainty and marking those that require more thought. Next, go back and spend time answering the questions marked for review. Finally, if there's time, go back and answer the questions that seem to be the most difficult. Getting and sending test scores. As a reminder, the scores for the GRE test are presented on this slide. The 3 scores are reported on the following scales: analytical writing, 0 to 6 in half-point increments. The verbal is 130 to 170 in 1-point increments, and the quantitative test is 130 to 170 in 1-point increments as well. Remember that the scores are good for 5 years. Once you've completed the test, you will get your unofficial scores at the test center. You have several options at the test center. You can report and view your unofficial scores. You can cancel your scores permanently, although we don't recommend this. If you choose to report your scores, you can see both scores for verbal and quantitative reasoning sections, and you can decide to use your 4-3 score reports or to not send any institution your scores at that time. You will always have the option to send your scores at a later date. After the test day, you can view your scores on the ETS account. This allows you to choose the score that you want to send to the institution you're interested in attending. About 10 to 15 days after the test, you can review your official scores online. This includes all scores in your history over the past 5 years. You can print a personal copy of your official test taker score report. You can order additional score reports to send official copies to institutions after test day. And with the score select option, you can decide which scores you can send to schools. You have the option to only send your best scores to institutions you're interested in. And if you want, you can take the test again. The GRE test can be taken once every 21 days and up to 5 times within the period of a year. Be as prepared for the test as you can the first time, so you don't need to do it again, but the option is always there.